Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. It's battle report time again, and as requested, we've got the Necrons throwing down against some Blood Angels. People have been asking for this, so we've got our hands on the new codex, and we've gone over it, and we've come up with some stuff. So, let's go through the Necron list who's been run by my brother Brad today. Say g'day, Brad.
Hello.
I love when I get people to say hello, it sounds so awkward. Hello. Alright, let's break it down. So, first things first, Brad's running a battalion today. So that's the 12 command points. He's chosen to run his own dynasty, which he hasn't come up with a name for yet. But that's okay, we'll get round to that. So in his dynasty, he's chose as his dynastic tradition, pitless hunters, which means that if his units doesn't move to turn 4, rapid fire weapons can shoot twice. So really good on things like these immortals and stuff like that. As his circumstance of awakening, thanks GW for the mouthful, he's got relentless expansion, which means before the game starts, like, he can move models up to 6 inches. So get himself into position and shoot the snot out of me. That's what I think he's going to do here. So we'll go over the list and what he's got in it. So as I said, it's a battalion. He's got the Chronomancer in the center here as his warlord with Immortal Pride. So he'll just be healing little warrior dudes and stuff like that. He's also got the chronometer, the thing that gives, in his command phase, he can give a 5-up invulnerable save to a unit against shooting. So similar thing to 8th edition, keeping big blobs alive, that kind of jazz. Then he's got a Catacomb command barge. That guy is got the Telsa cannon underneath, and he's given him the relic, the Voltic staff. So lots of pew pew pew, and also choppy chop chop. So that'll be pretty handy. He'll be running around trying to claim Blood Angel heads. For troops, he's got 1, 2 10-man units of Immortals with Gorse Blasters, and then behind them a 20-man unit of Warriors, because why not? Then up the front here, Death Marks, 10 of. They're really good now because their guns are, well, they're more like snipers now, so strength 5, AP 2, range 36, and can also do the mortal wounds. Then he's got over here in fast attack, we got 3 Tomb Blades, which I apologise for not being painted. I had them on the table. I was trying to get them punched out, but just didn't get them quite in time for this report. Then finally he's got 1, 2 Croissants. So he's got these with the Doom Scythe? Yep. Doom Scythe, yep. No, I'm saying that right. Doom Croissant. So their gun's a lot better now too. So it's 3 shots and it's 3 damage plus D3. So just a lot more reliable for killing stuff. And these Telsa guns as well got extra shots, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. So there'll be Croissants flying around the battlefield blowing things away. So then he's got, for command protocols, I've put them in order here because it's just a bloody absolute mouthful. So it says from each turn you got one going on. I think we've done this right. If we haven't, don't bite my head off. I don't bloody know. So command protocol 1 is for turn 1, Protocol of the Vengeful Stars. Turn 2, Protocol of the Sudden Storm. Turn 3, Protocol of the Hungry Void. And then Protocol of Undying Legions. And then turn 5, Protocol of the Conquering Tyrant. If we have done that wrong, positive feedback, people. It's the way to do things. Alright, so that's the Necrons. 12 command points, coming in strong. We'll see what they can do. Let's go over the Blood Angels. So, few changes here in this list as well. We've got Mephiston back, and there's a few other little bits and bobs. So we'll go over it. HQ. This is also a battalion, by the way. 12 command points. So we've got Mephiston's in here. He's going to have Wings of Sanguinius, Wings of Sanguinius, the Quickening, and Blood Lance. He's not going to be the HQ. He's going to be a Choppy McChopperson. Then next to him, we've got the Chief Apothecary. He's going to be the Warlord with Selfless Healer, and he's also taking the relic, the Teeth of Terror, because to make him extra choppy. For troops, we got 1, 2 5-man squads of Intercessors with Auto Bolt Rifles and Power Fists. Then in the centre here, we got the freshly painted Assault Intercessors. They've got their chainswords, heavy bolt pistols, and then the Sergeant's got a Thunderhammer on him there. Running forward, just going to smash some stuff. So that's the 3 troops. For elites, heaps. We've got a 5-man unit of Reavers here we're trying out with the grav shoots. Then we've got a 5-man unit of Sangard, which I also want to apologise because they're getting repainted at the moment. But they are what they are, so they've just got their swords. Then we've got Furioso Dread, Furioso Dread. Two Blood Talons and Heavy Flamers. Then we've got the Big Dread with the Plasma Incinerator, Onslaught Gatling Cannon, Icarus Rocket Pod. And then in Fast Attack we've got 1, 2, 3 attack bikes with multi-melters and bolters. So that's the Blood Angel list. A little bit different. We'll see how the Sangard go and Mephiston, and interesting to see how these guys go. They've been in Battle Report before, but we'll see now with Blood Angel's McChoppiness. Alright, so they're the two armies. We'll roll up a mission and we'll get back to you, and then we'll just get this thing going. See if we can't wreck some face. Alright guys. Alright guys, we've rolled up a mission, and the mission is No Man's Land. We seem to get this one a bit, but it's alright, because we like it. So, No Man's Land is in the centre here, one objective. 12 to the side is another objective. 12 to this side is another objective. And then 1 in my deployment zone, and 1 underneath all Brad's stuff over here in his deployment zone. So, objectives are as follows. For 9th edition, you get 5 points for holding one. You get 10 points for holding more than one, and you get 15 points for holding more than your opponent for the turn, for a maximum of 15 points for the round. For secondaries, I've we've both gone with No Man's Land, so the centre one, which if you hold that centre one, you get the additional points for whatever turn it is. So turn 2, 2 extra points, turn 3, 3 extra points, so on and so forth. I've chosen attrition, which is if I kill more than Brad each turn, I get points, and engage on all fronts, so get into the table quarters, which I managed to do. It seems to work well for this army. Brad's chosen No Man's Land as well, but then he's gone with First Strike, so he just wants to nuke something off the board, and then he's gone with Bring It Down, because I've got a bunch of dreadnoughts around the battlefield. Alright, so setup-wise, we discussed before the battle starts, as the rule reads, it says that you can't deploy outside your deployment zone. It seems to read as though it's like scouts or pre-moves or whatever, which is stuffs Brad's whole battle plan up, but I think it's funny. But Deep Strike doesn't seem to say anything about that, so we'll go through the setup, because I've got some units in Deep Strike, but if we've done that wrong, give us some feedback. So start from the right, we've got Tack Bike, Dreadnought, Bigger Dreadnought, Intercessors with Auto Bolt Rifles, Choppy Intercessors, Sanguinary Priest with Jump Pack, more Intercessors, Dreadnought, Attack Bike, Mephiston, and then Attack Bike. In reserve, we've got the Sangria Guard and the Reavers. I'm going to forget their name a bit because I don't know. But then over here for Brad, he's got everything on the battlefield. So he's got Croissant, Immortals. Don't know what is going on in here, but that's everything. What do you got in here? You got the Chronomancer, these warriors, Immortals, Boss, Croissant. Up here we've got more of these snipery dudes, and then we've got the Tomb Blades. Alright, so we'll roll off to see who gets first turn. You got a dice, Brad?
Yep.
What do I get? 5, and you got a 2. So it'll be Blood Angel's first turn. We'll get back to you in a minute when I've hopefully killed myself a croissant. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Blood Angel's turn 1. Made big push forward. So this attack bike stayed back and held this objective. Characters ran and sort of hid in under here because they don't want to get shot to pieces by these guys up here. Pretty much everything in the army, that's just me cat meowing at the door by the way. Everything in the army moved forward, so these ran and got up here near this objective. Inside here, the assault intercessors got a big run and they're on this objective. Dreadnought ran up behind, bike came up behind, this Dreadnought just walked up, and same big push over here, these guys ran up to this objective, Dreadnought and bike. Now we don't get points for the objectives, but if I can manage to stay on all these at the start of my next command phase, I'm going to rack up a heap of points, but we'll see. Brad's probably going to shoot the crap out of me. Psychic wise, didn't do anything because I didn't want to fly forward with Mephiston or anything like that, once again because of the snipers. Shooting wise, a few bolt rounds killed one of these guys over here, but then this multi-melter took 6 wounds off the croissant, but then this guy rolled a 6 for his shots, overcharged, and just blew it out of the sky. See you later, champ. bang, with his plasma incinerator. He also hurt himself though with one of the rolls, even though we had a re-roll, but that one went through. So for the first round, we killed a croissant. How do you feel about that, Brad?
Terrible.
Terrible. I would too. And we're in a good position. We scored 2 points. So we'll have Necron turn 1 and see if all this firepower here can't return the favour. All right, we'll get back to you in a minute. All right, guys, end of Necron turn 1. And there's been some carnage going on around this joint. Lots of pew, 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 pew. So, movement-wise, he pretty much kept all this stuff still. The croissant flew down here. These guys up here just moved into sort of a better firing position. And these guys all moved forward. So, psychic phase, skip. Command phase, he put my will be done on these guys and the shield on the big blob of guys. What was the name of your command thing? The first one. Either way, what it did was every 6 that he rolled to shoot did an extra AP, and it actually panned out to be pretty well. So we'll start off over here. These guys fired into these guys. Killed them all except for 2. Pretty much all this stuff in here shot into here. I used transhuman physiology on my assault intercessors, which meant that he had to use all of these guys plus the shooting from the catacomb command barge to finish off the 5-man unit, but finish it off, he did. Then the rest of the stuff, these guys up here, these guys shot into the guys that were here, just wrecking my models, shot into the guys that were here, and then the Lord flew in and finished them off in combat. He didn't move forward because there's a dreadnought there, so I fully understand this life decision. He did get first strike, so that's 3 points. So at the end of battle round 1, I'm on 2 points. Necrons are on 3 points. So we'll go into Blood Angels turn 2 and see if we can't cause some more havoc for these Tin Man warriors. Alright guys, we'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, end of Blood Angel turn 2, and we have turned shit up to 11. We've pulled out our power swords and our power weapons and our power fists and just powered on. Alright, movement phase. Command phase. Got a command point. Woo! This guy stayed here in the movement phase. These guys kind of stayed around here. The Sangreal Priest brought one of these guys back to hold that objective. Over here, this is kind of like a Dreadnought Bukkake going on here with this command barge. Then up here, we've pushed right up into the enemy lines here. Sangreal Guard came down here in the centre, but making sure not on that objective. And the Reavers came down over here and did nothing. So, shooting phase. This did nothing. This tried to take out this and did nothing. These guys here shot over and assisted in killing some things over here. The real shooting was between this Dreadnought and this Dreadnought. They managed to clear out the death marks up here. So we got like, what a roll, 11 for the Flamers. Yeah. Cooked a heap of them. And then this guy rolled a 6 again for his plasma incinerator. Yeah, we just smoked him out of this building. So the 10-man unit is gone, which is really good because this is the round that all my characters jumped out and I don't want them to die. That's about it for shooting really, because we didn't shoot too much over this side. But then the assault phase. This Dreadnought took out the Tomb Blades and then consolidated into this guy. This guy tried to put the smack down on the command barge, but he's made all of his saves because of the, what is it called again? Not Quantum shielding, yeah, so you only wound him on a 4-up, so it actually negates the Blood Angels special rule of +1 because it says you can't modify it. So that didn't help out. And then he slapped me back like about as hard as a limp-wristed wet turkey, but that's alright. Did nothing back. Moving on over here. The Dreadnought, the Sangreal Priest, and the Sangreal Guard just ran through the 10-man unit that was here. It was 9 of them, sorry. And just butchered them all. Then over here, Mephiston jumped in, and how many of them did he kill, Brad?
He killed
4.
4, yeah.
He killed like 7, but a few of them reanimated, so he slapped them around a bit. So points-wise, I had this objective and this objective, giving me 10 points. Then I'm in all table quarters, so I got another 2 points, put me on 14. And I killed, what was that, 3 units?
1, 2, 3, yeah.
3 units, so you've got to kill 3 units by your turn, otherwise I get another couple of points.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll get back to the Necrons and see how they get themselves out of this pickle. Rip and tear, brothers. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 2, and Brad's done some things and some bits and some bobs and shaking it up to kill some of my stuff. So movement wise, these guys moved back out of cover, so back out of combat, and then these guys lit Mephiston up and just nuked him. He's gone skis. He's like copped 40 death ray shots to the face and he's just dead. There's nothing left of him. This big thing flew around here and nuked one of my dreadnoughts, which got Brad a couple of more points. At the start of the turn, he was on this one with so many troops. Look, there's that many troops. Like, how can that not be yours? So he got that. So that puts the Necrons on 10 points at the end of this turn. He didn't manage to kill enough units at this point to give. So I'll get the extra points for killing more stuff than him in that battle round. And other than that, not a lot happened. So he's got his croissant left. He's got his Lord that jumped out of combat. And he's got this big blob. So let's see if the Blood Angels can get to work and finish these guys off in turn 3. It's time to turn those chain swords up to 11. Rin rin, motherfucker. Alright, we'll get back to you in a minute. Alright guys, end of Blood Angels turn 3. And massacre is all I can say. Just a massacre. Alright, first things first, movement. So, his plane was here. Attack bikes surrounded it and said, "Welcome to the Bermuda Triangle of your fucked, mate." They shot melters into it. They killed it down to, what was it? They took 11 wounds off it. And then Big Steady McDready here again. What did he roll this time? 5 for his amount of shots and just shot back and finished it off. So, goodbye, flying vehicle. Then over here, well, we probably should go over there. But also objective-wise, so I got full objectives. So we had a guy on this one, a guy on this one, and guys on this one. So that was the full 15 points for that. We've definitely killed more than Brad this turn. But let's go over here and check out what happened. So, as you can see, there was Necrons here one time. And now there's one Necron here. And he is, he's surrounded. We're taking him back to the ship for interrogation. So pretty much, the Sanguinary Guard were here. They jumped over here with the priest. The priest brought one back and healed one, so they were at full strength. Then the Reavers come running along here. Between the Reavers, I think they killed like 5 of the warriors because he got just a ridiculous amount of reanimation. But then these guys, so getting +1 to hit because they were near the Warlord. And then this guy used his, I think it's Wisdom of the Agents to reroll 1. So I got full, what was it, like 25 hits on the Warriors. Followed up with just obliterated them in wounds because I was wounding them on 2s. And then they didn't get a save throw because these guys' swords are AP 4. So they just obliterated them. But before we go further, I forgot as well, this guy single-handedly Rin chainsawed through the Immortals.
Yeah, 6 of them.
6 of them, the last 6 of them, he just carved them down with his Teeth of Terror. And the Dreadnoughts didn't really even get to do anything. They just sort of consolidated in. But at this point, there's nothing Brad can do. We have every objective, we've crushed everything. He's got his Lord here. And this guy, so he can attempt to maybe kill something points-wise. He can't really score anything. Maybe if you could kill a Dreadnought. But what am I on over there? Like 35 points and you're on about 10. So that's the game. That's an absolute stomping by the Blood Angels. You got anything to say about the Necrons, Brad?
Well, I kind of got screwed at the very start. My strategy kind of went out the window. Couldn't move, couldn't adjust it.
Yeah.
New rule thing, whatever that thing.
So first, let's just everyone take a moment to, this is Brad's first game with the new codex. And first game in 9th, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to the game, mate. What a welcome. I'm going with man of the match was these Sanguinary Guard. They are as good as everyone's going on about on the internet now. I won't be running like 50,000 of them. I'll definitely have this 5-man unit that I'm repainting up. But yeah, so that was the game. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. It was a bit of a quicker one, bit of a stomping, but that's how it is when we welcome people back to the game. So Brad's brought some more models to paint up for the Necrons. We'll get them painted up, we'll get a new list going, and we'll get back to you guys. Stay safe out there, and we'll be back soon.